part 4 of my particular roadmap to success that worked for me, that is working for me over 40 years of being in the music world, the creative world, making a living doing this. And I wanted to share an example of an artist that's doing this really well. It's an example of they created something new, but they're also referencing something that people know. So there's some familiarity, but there's also, it makes you kind of go, wow, that's interesting. I want to go check that out. Like I would go, if they were in town, I would absolutely buy a ticket because there's this a feeling that I'm only going to get to hear this year. So they've created a tour. It's Daryl Anger and his Mr. Sun group. Daryl Anger and his band created a arrangement of the Duke Ellington arrangement of the Nutcracker. And it is brilliant how they simmered it down to just a few instruments and worked through that problem. How can we recreate Duke Ellington's swing jazz version of the Nutcracker? So it works on like so many different levels. One, it's the Nutcracker. So it's something they can play at Christmas and they can tour it. So people are looking for interesting things to do around the holidays. So they have this, I think it's like 15 dates that's set, and they can do that every year. So they have this, they can do this till the end of time, until they're gone. They can do it. So it's brilliant. And it's something people want to do. They don't have to be lovers of bluegrass. They don't have to be lovers of jazz. It appeals to a broad audience, but it also is brilliant in the way creatively how they worked on this. It has a story. So there's a story that's interesting that pulls people in. Great example, Daryl Anger and his group Mr. Sun doing that Nutcracker every year. I mean, I'm wanting to do something similar in Austin. And last year I was like, okay, I'm going to do it this coming year. But an Austin weird Christmas, something like that, where it's referencing all of the weird things about living in Austin through the lens of the Christmas Carol. And so like a rewriting of the Christmas Carol, but with original music and Austin landmarks and Austin stories. I just think it would be a great idea. So recreating that, again, original music, swing, jazz, small group, some theatrical elements, poetry, but all in the lens of Austin lore, Austin history, because I grew up in Austin. It's deeply personal to me. Haven't done it yet, but that's my idea. Oh my gosh, I hope somebody doesn't take it. But anyway, another thing that you want to beware of. Hey, Jim, how's it going? Here's something to beware in your quest to come up with something that will support you, something that will generate income. Beware of people giving you advice that haven't done this path before. There are people that are working regular jobs. Fine, if you want to work regular job, and they might be project managers, but they haven't done an entrepreneurial life. They're not creators. They're not, in terms of doing it for a living. They may create art on the side, but they may give you advice and they may discourage you. So I had a friend a couple of years ago, that said I was spreading myself too thin, that I needed to just focus on one thing. And I was doing it. She had, in a way she had, something to say that you could say could be correct. But if I had listened to her, I wouldn't have created Concerts in the Dark, because she thought I should just focus on Strings in the Woods and make that the best it could. What she didn't understand, and I kept trying to tell her, is I already had spent 8 years focusing on Strings in the Woods, and it was time for me to do something different and add a new thing. So I would take advice from people who have done what you are wanting to achieve. It's a simple thing. Like investors, they learn from investors that have been successful. Warren Buffett. So learn and get advice from people who have done what you've done. Like I would go to Daryl Anger. I would go to the people that did Snarky Puppy. Ask them for advice on your path. Okay? And sure, it's about focus, but I had done everything possible on Strings in the Woods that I think and I can also just put it on pause for a minute and try a new thing and then come back to the other thing. So Strings in the Woods idea is still there. Nobody's really doing it. I still do it. But now Concerts to the Dark is even more successful than Strings in the Woods for a variety of reasons. But be careful, because people will discourage you. They'll say you can't do that for this and that. And also people will wrap you into taking courses, or there'll just be a lot of language that will slow you down. And so I think it's a lot about balance. Again, iterations. Go try an iteration. Don't wait. Try little things that cost little bits of money.